Yo, what is up everybody? It is Ace here, back with another props video. It's been a very long time. I'm out of school for the summer, so I've been really busy with that. But I've still been posting in the Discord. I've been posting all my picks for this last like month and a half that I haven't been on YouTube. So I'm trying to get back on the YouTube grind. But yeah, it's been pretty well. Rocket League, we had Rocket League, but we don't have Rocket League for like 3 months. So, and then NBA obviously just ended. So for the whole summer, it's pretty much just baseball and optimizer slips, which I'll get into in a little bit. But with baseball, the server has been cashing out. We're 10-0 in our last 10 pitcher props, so like strikeouts, hits allowed, stuff like that. Just 10-0 in the last 10 pitcher props in particular on sleeper and chalkboard. And then yeah, yesterday, by the time you guys are seeing this, went 6-1 on my picks today, 86%. So very good day. It's been really good with baseball. This is all we have until like September for football. So we got like 2.5 months of baseball pretty much. So I'm gonna have to be locking in on this. And yeah, so like I said, we don't have Rocket League for another 3 months. So it's really just baseball. For the starter membership, it's just baseball, and then optimizer, which I'm going to get into. For the people that don't know what the optimizer is, basically the optimizer is this daily grind fantasy optimizer, which you can look up and kind of read what it's about. But basically a quick synopsis of what this is it takes plus EV props, so props that are favored to hit the over or favored to hit the under, and it shows you those props. And it's basically based on odds betting, so it shows you the best props based on odds. And you know, it helps you beat the bumps. And I'm not really doing it justice. You can look up here and read what it says. But for example, like some esports props right here, like this guy over 4 kills, he's like minus 217 and go over 4.5, so there's value here on his line at 4. So it's just little stuff like this. Basically, this is a $60 per month optimizer, and I'm in my server, I basically post every slip that I take with this optimizer, and I send it out to you guys. And I'm only charging $15 per month for you guys to see every single slip that I take with this optimizer, when the optimizer is $60 a month itself. So it's pretty good value if you guys are interested in that. The optimizer itself, just the slips that I've been posting out in this channel, have gone up pretty much 10 units in the last 11 days. So if you only have $5 for your unit size, then you would have gone up $50 in the last 11 days, which, you know, you're only spending $15 per month for an optimizer membership. And it's up 10 units. If your unit size is $20, you would have went up $200. You only would have spent $15 for the whole month. This is only the last 11 days. There's still 20 days. So yeah, it's been very good, very profitable. You have to have a starter membership to have the optimizer membership, so I guess it's like $40 total for a month of starter and optimizer. If you guys do want to join and try it out, try out the starter membership, for your first month it'll only be $20. So $20 for your first month of starter. Any month after that will be $25 a month. And then if you want to tack on that optimizer membership to your starter membership, that'll be $10 for the first month, and then $15 per month after that first month. So I highly suggest trying it out, especially with that discounted price for your first month, just to see how well you actually like the server, how well you like the picks. The good thing about optimizers is that I typically like to post my MLB lines. I mostly post sleeper and chalkboard lines, and optimizer is like 90% prize picks and then like 10% underdog. So the optimizer really is profitable for prize picks. I know there are a lot of guys that only bet on prize picks, so if you do want to join, you want to get the MLB picks, but you also want to profit on prize picks, I definitely recommend adding this optimizer membership to your membership, because it is very profitable on prize picks. And then you could also take some of my baseball lines on prize picks. Like I had Sanchez for 5Ks, and then I had Morton for 5Ks, but some people just took their like prize picks line, like Morton was 5.5 on prize picks, and then Sanchez was 5 on prize picks, and then that cash too. So some people like to just take my sleeper and chalkboard lines on, they just like to take their prize picks versions and then cash out like that as well, which happens a good amount of time. But I definitely recommend adding that optimizer membership to your starter membership if you're gonna join. But yeah, that's a lot of yapping, but it's been a while, so I gotta update y'all on the prices, update y'all on the server. and just kind of tell you the direction that we're going in for the summer, because it's really just baseball and then these optimizer slips, which have been cashing up 10 units in the last 11 days. So I'm not really complaining. I'm waiting patiently until football and basketball, but we're cash in place. So as long as we're hitting, I don't care if it's goddamn CSGO. I don't care if it's League of Legends. If we're hitting, we're hitting. That's all that matters, is making money, and that's what we want to do. So yeah, remember guys, if you guys do want to join the server, you guys want to pay for these memberships, get that discounted price for your first month, make sure you guys join the Discord. Link will be in the description of this video. I'll also have my link tree in the description of this video, which will have the Discord link as well. Once you guys join the Discord, make sure you guys scroll up here. Once you scroll up here, there'll be like a verify it here section or something, like verify. Yeah, right here, it's verify here. Make sure you verify yourself over here, and then once you go to like general chat, you can be like at Ace, and then be like, yo, I want to join premium or whatever, and then I'll reach out to you and make sure you get in. Make sure, give you like the payment plans and stuff like that. I usually take like PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay, everything like that. But yeah, let's get into some of these props. So I'm going to be sharing 3 pitcher props for you guys today, since the pitcher props have been my most successful prop as of late. So these are all on Sleeper and Chalkboard. You can take the Prize Picks version if you want. The Prize Picks version is usually like 0.5 higher, or it's like push value, you know. So yeah, that's what it is. But these are going to be 3 Chalkboard / Sleeper lines for you guys. I'll have the rest of my plays in the Discord server, so make sure you guys cop the membership. If you guys enjoy these write-ups, I gave out some of the best write-ups out of any single capper that you're gonna find. I pride myself on my write-ups. So yeah, let's get into these 3 props. So my first prop is going to be on Sleeper / Chalkboard, and it's gonna be Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts. So if we go ahead and look up Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts, if we go to Outlier real quick, we go to over, his regular line is 6.5, but we're going to be taking that alt line at 5.5. If we check his home games specifically, he's gone over this line in his last 6 out of 7 home games, averaging 7.7 strikeouts per game in his last 7 home games. He only needs 6. He's been averaging 7.7 Ks per game in his last 7 home games. He also has a 33.3% K rate at home this season, which is elite. That's a very, very high K rate. 33.3% K rate at home. His only under at home in his last 7 games was against the Rockies, and it was a hook because we're taking his over 5.5. He only had 5 in this game, but he's cleared this line easily in most of these home games that you're seeing, and even in tough matchups as well. He had 12 against the Brewers, which was 2 months ago, but that was a tough matchup at the time. Still is a tough matchup. And then more recently, he had 6 against the Orioles a month ago, which is also a tough matchup. And then very, very recent, his most recent home game, he had 8 strikeouts against the Giants, which is a very, very tough matchup as well. And he cleared that line easily. So he's been able to clear this line in tough matchups. He's been able to clear this line in good matchups. His only under recently was a hook, which was unfortunate. But I definitely see him getting 6 strikeouts in this game, and I'll tell you a little bit more why. So he's facing the Cincinnati Reds, who have struck out middle of the pack numbers in the last 30. So they're striking out at a 22.8% rate in the last 30 days. But this season in general, they have struck out a ton to right-handed pitchers. They've struck out the 4th most to right-handed pitchers this whole season, striking out at a 25.6% rate to right-handed pitchers. And out of the projected lineup, so if we go ahead and take a look at this projected lineup, let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys on this screen. Projected lineup is right here, the Cincinnati Reds. That is who he is facing. Out of this projected lineup, yeah, it's kind of hard to like show you guys, but 5 out of 9 of these guys in the projected lineup have a 25% or higher K rate to right-handed pitchers. 4 out of 9 of the projected lineup have a 30% or higher K rate to right-handed pitchers. So it's a very K-friendly team in general, but the projected lineup specifically for today is very, very K-heavy. These are going to be a lot of guys that Sonny Gray is going to be able to target a lot with these Ks if this is the lineup that the Reds go with. And Diaz strikes out a lot. De La Cruz strikes out a lot. Fairchild strikes out a lot. Benson strikes out a lot. And Luke Mayo strikes out a lot as well. And then some of the other guys strike out at a decent rate. So if that's the lineup that the Reds are going with, that's going to be very, very beneficial for Sonny Gray's Ks. Also, pitchers with way lower K rates than Sonny Gray have cleared this line in the last month against the Braves. So if we go ahead and check starting right-handed pitchers game logs against the Cincinnati Reds, and we go ahead and check this last month, remember that the key number that I mentioned is Sonny Gray. His K rate is 33% at home, 33.3%. Okay, so I know this is going to be a lot of talking. I wish I could make it visual, but I'm just going to say it out loud. So Luis L. Ortiz, he had 7 strikeouts against the Reds. His K rate is only 23%. That's 10% lower than Sonny Gray's K rate, and he was able to catch this easily. Mitch Keller had 6 Ks against the Reds. His K rate was 20% on the road. He still had 6 Ks. Cutter Crawford had 7 strikeouts, cashed this line. His K rate was only 24%. Mitch Keller again had 7 strikeouts. His K rate at home was 24%. Colin Ray, he had 6 strikeouts as well. His K rate was only 19% at home. And then Javier Assad, he had 7 strikeouts. His K rate on the road was only 25%. And then Ben Brown had 6 strikeouts. His K rate at home was 32%. So Sonny Gray has higher K rates than all the guys that I just mentioned, and those guys all cleared at 6+. Sonny Gray has a higher K rate than all those guys, so he should be striking out a little bit more than those guys. So I'm liking this matchup for Sonny Gray. This is also the first time Sonny Gray has faced most of these batters in the lineup. So the first time a pitcher faces batters, it typically favors the pitcher because the batters can't really get a feel for how the pitcher is going to pitch them, obviously. So that's also a little added benefit as well. So I like Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts for 1 unit. Our second play is going to be for the YouTube folks. Remember, you can catch all my plays in the Discord. Link is in the description. Our second play is going to be Pablo Lopez over 6.5 strikeouts on Sleeper and on Chalkboard. So Lopez, he's been pretty subpar this season compared to last season. If we look at these hit rates, it's obviously only a 44% hit rate. That's not that good at all. Obviously, he's hitting this in less than half of his games. But there's one specific thing that is very, very important when we're looking at strikeout lines is pitchers' road and home logs. So how well are they striking out people at home? How well are they striking out people on the road? Because that alters a lot of players' K lines, specifically pitchers, because some pitchers just perform way better at home, like specifically like all the Mariners pitchers, Luis Castillo, Rice Miller, Kirby, they all perform way better at home. Some pitchers pitch way better on the road because they have a very hitter-friendly park, like the Colorado Rockies. They play at Coors Field, which is the most hitter-friendly park. Those pitchers play better on the road because they're playing in easier ballparks, right? So it's a very important thing. Specifically when we're looking at Pablo Lopez, he performs way better on the road compared to home games, which is pretty interesting. And if we go ahead and check out his hit rate on the road, this shows because he's hitting this line in 63% of road games. He's averaging 7.25 Ks per game on the road. Specifically, this is another road game for him, so this is very, very good. If we go ahead and check Pablo Lopez's K rate, at home he's only averaging a 24% K rate. But on the road, he's averaging a 31% K rate. So that's a 7% increase in his strikeout rate just compared to home and road games. So he's striking out very, very well on the road. This is another road game for him as well, so that makes me even more confident in this prop. He's coming off his best K game all season. He had 14 strikeouts against the A's, which is one of the worst teams in the world, or in the league, obviously, but he's facing another one of the worst teams in the league today. So it's going to be another very advantageous matchup. He's coming off his best game of the year, so he has momentum heading into today's game. Also, another added fact into his boosted performances on the road is that he's playing Seattle today, which if we go ahead and check the most hitter-friendly parks, and then these are the most hitter-friendly parks, and then these are the most pitcher-friendly parks. Seattle has the most pitcher-friendly park out of every single team in the whole league. So not only is he very, very good, way better on the road, he's getting the best road matchup you could possibly get because this is the most pitcher-friendly park, T-Mobile Park, Seattle Mariners. Playing the Mariners today, so that helps him even more because he's even better on the road. And he's facing the Mariners, like I said, who are striking out at the second highest rate to right-handed pitchers in the last 30 days, 25.5%. And they're also striking out at the highest rate to right-handed pitchers out of every single team in the league this season at a 28% K rate this season. So very, very good. Bailey Obear just played them yesterday, and he had 9 strikeouts against this Mariners team. And Obear, he only has a 23.2% K rate on the road, and Lopez has a 31% K rate, so he should play very, very well. This is a very, very advantageous matchup for him. Right-handed pitchers with similar K rates to Pablo Lopez going against the Mariners. If we look at that, they've had success recently. Obear just had 9 strikeouts, like I said. He has a 23% K rate. Pepio had 8 Ks. He has a 27% K rate. Taj Bradley had 8 Ks. He has a 35.5% K rate. Tanner Bibby had 12 strikeouts. He has a 29% K rate. Dane Dunning had 8 strikeouts. He has a 22.5% K rate. And then Jonathan Cannon, a rookie, he had 7 strikeouts in Seattle. He has a 23% K rate. So Pablo Lopez has a higher K rate than every single one of those pitchers that I just mentioned, except for Taj Bradley. He should have very, very similar success to those pitchers, and he has a higher K rate than them. So relatively, he should be performing better than them. Just loving the spot frame as well. I like this for 0.75 units. And then our last prop for today for the YouTube folks is going to be Framber Valdez under 5.5 strikeouts. So our first under of the day is going to be Framber Valdez under 5.5 strikeouts. So he's under in 9 out of 13 games this season. He's also gone under in his last 4 out of 5 road games, averaging 4.4 strikeouts per game in those last 5 road games. So he's been pretty poor on the road. He's been pretty poor this season in general, strikeout wise. In his last 5 road games, he only went over against the Angels with 8 Ks. He only had 4 strikeouts against the Tigers, who were a pretty favorable matchup. He only had 4 strikeouts against the Mariners, who were like, at this time, they were striking out at one of the highest rates to left-handed pitchers. So that's one of the most advantageous matchups for pitchers. He only had 4 strikeouts against them. And then also recently as well, he only had 5 strikeouts against the White Sox, who struck out at like the 10th most rate to left-handed pitchers in the last 30. So he's been going under in these favorable matchups for the most part, except for that Angels game. But today he's facing the Mets, who are striking out at the 6th lowest rate in the last 30 days to left-handed pitchers. They're only striking out at an 18% rate to these left-handed pitchers. So they've been very, very good strikeout wise. They're not striking out that much against left-handed pitchers, which is why I like this under. If we also check recent left-handed pitchers that played against the Mets, out of the last 10 left-handed pitchers that played the New York Mets, only 2 of those went over this 5.5 strikeout line. Andrew Heaney, he had 9 strikeouts, which is kind of an outlier game for him. He does have a higher strikeout rate than Framber Valdez. And then Ranger Suarez also had 6 strikeouts. He has this higher strikeout rate than Framber Valdez as well. So the only 2 left-handed pitchers that have gone over this line against the Mets in the last out of the last 10 left-handed pitchers both have higher strikeout rates than Framber Valdez. So Framber Valdez should be performing a little bit worse than them strikeout wise. Also, some notable names that went under were Shota. He only had 3 strikeouts last week. DJ Hers only had 3 strikeouts. He had like a crazy 13 strikeout game against the Marlins. He only had 3 strikeouts against the Mets. And then also Luzardo, Jesus Luzardo only had 4 strikeouts. So a lot of these pitchers, they're very underperforming against the Mets, which is why they're so good at not striking out against left-handed pitchers. Also, Framber Valdez, he only has a 19.3% K rate this season in general. He's been walking a ton of hitters this season. He's barely getting in the strike zone. So if the Mets don't chase these pitches, they should be completely fine, which they haven't really been striking out that much. So I don't expect him to be chasing that much. Valdez, he has a tough time finding the strike zone. He walks a ton of batters. Mets have been walked the 13th most from left-handed pitchers in the last 30 days. So Valdez, he could very well get in trouble. He walks everybody. So the fact that the Mets are somewhat advantageous, they get walked a decent amount against left-handed pitchers, is even worse for Valdez, because he's going to be walking some pitchers, or he's going to be walking some batters, and that's going to get his pitch count up. That's going to get his PC up. He might allow a ton of runs. If he allows a ton of runs against this white hot offense, then they're going to be pulling him early. So tough matchup for him. Framber also has a slightly lower K rate to right-handed batters compared to left-handed batters. He has a 19% K rate to right-handed batters, and then he has a 20.5 K rate to left-handed batters. And the Mets are projected to have 7 right-handed batters in this lineup, so that's also going to be a slightly more tough matchup for Framber. He slightly strikes out right-handed batters less than left-handed batters, so that's also favorable for our under. Also, the Mets offense has been white hot, like I previously mentioned. If you go ahead and check their batting average against left-handed pitchers, they have the best batting average in the league in the last 30 days against left-handed pitchers. They're batting 328 against left-handed pitchers in the last 30 days. But like I said, Framber, he's probably going to allow a lot of walks. He should allow a lot of hits because they have the best offense in the league right now against left-handed pitchers. So if the Mets do what they've been doing already, Framber probably will get pulled early. Framber will have a high pitch count. He'll probably get pulled early, which is favorable. Which is even better for our under case prop if he gets pulled early as well. So I'm liking this prop. So those are my 3 props for today, guys. It is going to be Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts for 1 unit. Lopez over 6.5 strikeouts for 0.75 units. Valdez under 5.5 strikeouts for 0.5 units. So if you guys want all my plays, every single play that I post, make sure you guys join the Discord. We are on a streak right now, looking to continue this all summer. I know there's hot and cold in the betting verse. You know, you're gonna get hot, you're gonna get cold. There are ups, there are downs, but we've been pretty consistent throughout baseball so far. This has been a really hot streak. There are gonna be some bad days, but we're gonna profit more times than not. Also, make sure you guys cop an Optimizer membership, up 10 units in the last 11 days. Don't miss out on that. It's been going crazy. So yeah, those are my props for YouTube. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Link is in the description if you guys want to cop any of these memberships. If you guys have not joined before, your starter and optimizer membership will both be $5 off for your first month. So take advantage of those discounts. Try it out, bro. It's only $20 a month for your first month for starter. Try it out. Optimizer will only be $10 a month for your first month. So it'll only be $30 a month to have starter and optimizer. That's only $1 a day for all my MLB props and then all the optimizer slips for your first month. Try it out. You will not regret it, bro. Just try it out. Trust me. Catch you on the next video. I'm gonna try to be more consistent with the YouTube videos. I have more time now, so I should be more consistent, and I'm gonna try to get these videos out earlier. It is tough because it takes a long time for me to research with the extent that I go through with these props, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get these videos out earlier. Catch you on the next video. Peace.